Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, it's Friday. Shall we thank God that it's Friday? I'm using the Thoth cards, the Everyday Tarot, the Journey of Love. I feel like there's love messages coming through, but we shall wait and see. Okay. Happy 16th of July, guys. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to get you a few messages. Keep them short and sweet. Well, shortish. Okay. Let me get 3 tarot cards. Let's have a look at and see what's going on. Now, the last few days, there's been quite an angry, aggressive, frustrated energy in the air. I've noticed it in other people. It's kind of like anything that I'm drawn to watch on television, or all the signs and synchronizations are there. That there's a frustration in the energy. Okay, there's a frustration in the energy. I feel like that's lifted today. I suppose it was a bit of a moodiness, okay, an intolerance. Let's say that. Well, let's have a look at today's energy. Come out. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, the Divine Feminine here. So she's talking to a bird, and the bird's telling her something about timing, because I was taken to the shape of her body, okay, like an hourglass here. So this birdie's telling the Divine Feminine here about timing. Oh, interesting. Okay. After I've done this reading, guys, I should see how long we're on for. I was intending on reading The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, and I was reading this. I'm going to tell you a little story, okay? So yesterday I done a recording and I was reading The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, but about 10 minutes in, my camera just turned off. I was on my phone, and I think that I'd kind of used up all my memory in my photos and videos. So, but it kind of threw my whole phone out, which I didn't realise at the time. So I just kind of scrapped the recording, but I already know what that chapter's about, and it's about time. Okay, and handling time. So if you'd like to stay on at the end, let's see if I can actually get that reading out to you today. Yeah, it threw out. I couldn't make any video calls. I was kind of cut off from the world. Whenever I tried to call someone or video them, it told me that I had to go to my settings and enable basically my microphone and my camera was not attached to I want to say, kind of a social media ways of communicating. It was like, even Skype wasn't working. No Skype, no Messenger, no WhatsApp. It was just gone. Anyway, I just shut down the phone in the end, put it back on, and it was all restored. Okay. But it was kind of a test to go and go, how are you going to deal with this? It's like the only way really you've got to communicate with people is via your channel. I was like, yeah, that's interesting. Lose connection with the world. Okay. All has been restored. It was like a little test though. Now we have a masculine here. He's got his arms crossed. Now, this feels like the energy that I was just describing, but he would have been looking moody at these 3 cups. Okay. And now he's actually having a look at this cup of love. So he's not tree hugging, but you can see his arms are crossed. I'm not tree hugging. But it does look like he's resting, meditating by trees here, having a think. Feels like he's in the shade. Okay. So things got a bit too hot and he had to cool down. But now he is having a look at this cup. 4 cups. Who does the arm... Excuse me. He kind of was burping at the same time as yawning. Who does the arm belong to that's holding that cup? Well, it's not the Divine Feminine's. It's definitely an angel's arm. Look how pale it is. Ghostly. Could be coming from this bird. She's got golden hands. These hands are blue. And I felt the energy of me wanting to like burp. When I yawned, it's like a voice coming through. Okay, someone trying to talk. I find that with the cats. Especially my little ones here. She will yawn and then she'll start just chatting. Okay. It's just a funny noise she makes, but it kind of takes the yawn and then, I don't know, there's this energy of connecting with animals here and watching their mouths, okay, as if they're answering you, because they are. Right, you've got the Hermit energy. No, this energy here, I was picking up on this energy earlier, this card came out earlier, and I thought that's not a beard. He's got his dressing gown on, and he's actually showing like his heart. The heart area here. Who's he showing it to? Well, he's showing it to this star. So I feel like the masculine's he's opening up more to love. Look, he's looking at it now, and I feel the energy of him wanting to share his heart with the Divine Feminine. So opening up his heart. Okay, to you, Divine Feminine. He's coming around. Princess of Wands. We had this energy the other day come up and I picked up the 2 flames in here. This is about how you're elevating him. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. You're elevating him. Jasper's outside the cat flap, rubbing his face, his mouth, against the outside of the unit. He just stopped and staring at me through the glass. That's what it feels like, this energy here. It's like through the looking glass. So I feel there's these portals that are opening so you're able to see more. Okay, so wanting to spend more time with the Divine Feminine. Oh, more time. Well, we are talking about time. And about opening up his heart. I don't know what's happened here. It looks like these 3 are aligned and he doesn't need to focus on them anymore. So it's like he's now taking a look at this card. Let's have a look at the journey of love. Oh wow, it's taking a look at the lovers. And this just kind of needs colouring in. Very nice energy. The masculine here is looking up. Well, they're both looking up. 2 hearts are living in just one mind, beating together until the end of time. So I did feel that there was this portal energy that was opening up for the Divine Feminine, I believe, to see. But this kind of needs to be coloured in. So it's kind of like a blank canvas. It's a bit sketchy. Should we have a read about the lovers? 57. It says, yes, it's love. It drives you forward and pulls you back to your heart. It makes the mind mad with misunderstanding and breaks it open into enlightened compassion. It is love. Your yearning heart shall have it. Your destiny is to be the lover of the beloved. This oracle brings a message of love, love, love. Love, love, love. Let them hear it. Love, love, love. Oh, yeah. It is finding you now. Be open to it in all its forms. Be the god and the goddess of love and paint the town red. Play in passionate embrace with life as your lover and prepare to receive even more than what you believe you are capable of handling. Love is a magic word that holds the universe together. It is both an emotion and something ethereal, I think that's how you say it, ethereal, that lives like a fire's glow or the pink light on the clouds after the sun has set. It is alive and yet indefinable. It causes the heart to beat more rapidly, feelings to show, and young people to write, sing, dance, and become totally immersed in its hold. Love can beckon coyly or flaunt itself with wanton abandon. Love can live and grow seemingly forever or vanish in a fleeting moment when we least suspect. And in the twilight of our years, reflecting on the life we have lived, it is love which colours every turn and twist of our memory. And when we pass from this earthly plane, it will be love that will light our soul on its journey home. I say the divine masculine's coming home to the divine feminine. Should you have another message? Yes, please. Cool, it's got warm. Okay, it might just be the weather today. It's easy. Dim, 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 dim. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Next message, please. Ooh, what's going on here? Well, we've got the legacy. The Ten of Pentacles. Heart still open there, divine masculine. Now, in the twilight of our years, that means kind of like the second half, okay? The first half is kind of preparing for the second half. Still got your heart open here. Open to all. It's very nice. You've got the dog in, and then you've got a little one, and then there's a lady here. Tree of Wisdom's in the background. And you're right there. So whereabouts are you? Are you at the edge of the portal waiting to be greeted? Okay, I feel like that it's the masculine who's going somewhere. You can see here, from his heart, straight the way to his legacy. Ten of Pentacles. There you go, he's having a look at it. Now, where does that arm come from? Well, it comes from this feminine here. So, in his eyes, she's an angel. So, I felt like the divine masculine was kind of going to this feminine, but it could actually be this feminine that's going to the masculine. Well, listen, it's one way or another. I'm going to find you. And he's going to get you. Nice energy. It does remind me of the divine feminine's energy. It's the Seven of Pentacles. So you best prepare, divine feminine. Okay. Do you know what this energy takes me to? It takes me to that there would have been a bird in here. And it's like you set the bird free. And this is the energy. If it's meant to be, it will come back to you. So you set love free. That's what I feel. But this is the energy of prepare. Get ready. Get ready. Now, I actually want to read the meaning of these cards. Ten of Pentacles. There's a lot of pent-up energy here that needs releasing. You have accumulated wealth and abundance through hard work and dedication. It brings you deep joy and satisfaction to share this wealth with your loved ones. You express gratitude for fulfilling your material goals and dreams. So, Divine Feminine, I believe you bring him deep joy and satisfaction, and you want to share this. He wants to share you with his loved ones, because I felt like this was maybe part of his community. He's the one with the tree here, where he's sitting. So it feels like these guys here are looking at the Divine Masculine's reaction with the hearts open. Okay, so it's about sharing you, Divine Feminine, with the Divine Masculine, should we say community? It's time to get to work. Let me read that again. You have accumulated wealth and abundance through hard work and dedication. It brings you deep joy and satisfaction to share this wealth with your loved ones. You express gratitude for fulfilling your material needs and dreams. And all the Divine Masculine needs is love, is you, the Divine Feminine. I was taken to a boob tube, so YouTube. A boob tube. Anyway, let's go to the Four of Cups and let's find out what this card actually means. Offers and opportunities are flowing to you, but for now you're saying no. Contemplate your next step and focus on what is important to you. Then we've got the Seven of Pentacles. You are prepared to put in the hard work now and to reap the rewards later. So, Divine Feminine, prepare, because you're about to reap the rewards. You put in the hard work. You know this is a long-term game and you may not see immediate results. You've done what you can. Now it is time to wait patiently for the payoff. Well done, Divine Feminine. And, I'm saying that, but also the Divine Masculine's saying that. He's, proper proud. Victory, look at this, Six of Wands. And then we've got the 4 here, and the number 4, which takes me to the 4 of Wands. And you know that's the 1111 card. Victory. So it's about crossing over here. Look at all the flames here. This is about you igniting the light. Oh, you're igniting the light. I was going to say the flame within people's hearts. You ignite the light within everyone that you meet. And the Divine Masculine wants to share this. You lighten up his world. Victory. Well done, Divine Feminine. Well done, Divine Masculine. You've gone and bagged yourself a Divine Feminine. It looks like everyone's so envious here. The little one, which makes you feel you're going to be a really good role model. You've got the connection because the doggy is so in touch with spirit here. It's kind of looking up at you as if very proud. It's like, Divine Feminine, what's this? The finishing touches. You are the finishing touch. I feel like the Divine Masculine's already accumulated quite a lot, but you are seriously like the cherry on top. You're the finishing touch. Let's get a Journey of Love card. Look at these energy here. It takes me to peacocks. You're both being beautiful peacocks here. Oh, lucky you. Knowing without knowing. There is another card underneath, but we won't spoil the fun just yet. Okay, card number 41. Knowing without knowing. Did. I'm loving it. It just took me to an M there, but is that an MT? I don't know what that is. I also felt it was a figure here who was walking. It's got this kind of hat on. Do you see what I see? 41. Knowing without knowing. Sometimes the heart knows in a way that the concrete mind and memory cannot. We feel something that we cannot quite express, Perhaps others are quick to dismiss it as meaningless whimsy or, or irrationality. Yet that feeling beyond the mind's capacity to fully perceive is the ancient truth of your greater self reaching through time and space to connect with you. And I feel that's how he views you, Divine Feminine. Seriously, that's a lover's underneath. Okay, you can see it. Knowing without knowing. So this is seeing it already. Like, what did it say? Let's go paint the towel red. So sometimes the heart knows in a way that the concrete mind and memory cannot. We feel something that we cannot quite express. Perhaps others are quick to dismiss it as a meaningless whimsy or irrationality. Yet that feeling beyond the mind's capacity to fully perceive is the ancient truth of your greater self reaching through time and space to connect with you. Like a phone line extending from a more ancient place in the world, you can hear it crackle perhaps. Not the clearest reception, yet you can also sense the love travelling along that telephone line. The things that you feel and that do not appear to make sense are the things to trust most now. So I was picking up the energy of YouTube here, so not a telephone line, but across the video line. Okay. Video killed the radio star. The things that you feel and that do not appear to make sense are the things to trust most now. You are being guided by a force far greater than your own mind. An ancient divine brilliance is reaching to you, communicating with you. You may not hear or understand it with clarity as yet, but you can feel it. Trust what you feel. I say, Divine Feminine, trust that you are being admired. Okay. This oracle speaks to you of the opening up of your higher mind, of the part of your intelligence that can dialogue directly with the forces of divine guidance and creation. It's really suggesting Divine Feminine. The Divine Masculine looks at you as being this sacred mystic. Why on earth would he let you out of his sight, his grip? It's like you are an asset. You have vision. This oracle speaks to you of the opening up of your higher mind, of the part of your intelligence that can dialogue directly with the forces of divine guidance and creation. Page number 99. I want to say it's kind of like the 100th monkey now. There'll be a massive ripple effect after this, guys, after this union here. Okay, so we can call him the 100th monkey if you like. But when this connection comes together, it will ripple out and it will ignite twin flames. I would say maybe within the area, because we're all kind of dotted around, and kind of like the divine plan was that if you're meant to be together, then you'll find your way back to each other. The soul will find its way back. It will be drawn back to its, I was going to say its reflection, to its counterparts. And then there's, I want to say, strength in numbers. It's like there'll be an activation here. Okay. And then you'll be, I want to say, mingling and mixing with other divine ones. Like attracts like. So this oracle speaks to you of the opening up of your higher mind, of the part of your intelligence that can dialogue directly with the forces of divine guidance and creation. These forces are symbols, abstract communications through dreams and visions, through impulses that circumvent your conscious mind and have words streaming out of your mouth. And that's what I was feeling, was like the yawn. I was picking up on like actually speaking spiritual truths with the mouth opening and what comes, a burp. It's not a burp. I feel like the voice is different. Okay. Have words streaming out of your mouth or flowing through your mind that you have not created of your own volition. Someone speaks to you and you respond with words that you feel you are hearing for the first time as they pour out of your mouth. They are downloads that you've received. Okay, like on the spot downloads. I mean, this is a stage where you kind of go, wow, where did that come from? That was good stuff. You know, when you get on like a little rampage, you get on a roll. But not a negative rampage, but you just start speaking all these spiritual truths, and kind of afterwards, you can see the realisation in people's eyes or in their energy, you can feel it, that it kind of just clicked. Okay, like they had that light bulb moment. And you kind of go away and think, wow, where did that come from? Whose words are these? You wonder. It is your ancient self that speaks. Trust the strange and mysterious at this time. It is another way, an ancient way of wisdom that you are tapping into now. Enjoy this new sacred connection unfolding. This oracle is also confirmation that you have relationships around you now and continuing to come to you that are from times long past, karmic connections that will take you further on your journey of love. Does that make sense? The ripple effect? So you're calling in others. If we take it to the 144,000, okay, so they're all dotted around and they're all going to be drawn together now. The poem, I have been here before. Aromas open the doors. I walk through knowing. That was a good message. Seeing the bigger picture here. Okay, one more message, I think. Three cards all come out together. I actually only thought there was two, but there's three. Look at this. Twins. Divine masculine, divine feminine. They could be the divine masculines, but there's the blending of the keys, which is masculine, feminine. Waiting for the go-ahead. Coming out of the shadows. Yeah, waiting for the go-ahead here. Waiting for the go-ahead here. You've got the sun behind you here, where you've got enlightenment behind you. You've got your flame. You're going to know when it's time, because you're going to feel lit up. You're not going to be able to stop it. The horse charge is off. You're on. You're on board. You're on board. So really, it feels the energy of you needing to be on board, okay? Like in your mind, you decide, okay, I'm on board. Then it happens. How? Well, you just know without knowing. You just know it's going to happen. It will all just flow. But this is about actually just deciding, okay, I'm on board. Let this happen. Let it be. And then we have the star energy here. How beautiful. Okay, inspiration. That's what you'll receive. A spark of inspiration. It's going to light you up. That's what the star card is. Let's read these cards. The Hierophant. You are working with a teacher, mentor, or guiding authority. You will expand your knowledge and learn fundamental principles with a trusted source. Knight of Wands. You are charged up with energy, passion, motivation, and enthusiasm, and you are channeling that energy through your inspired action. Fueled by ambition and confidence, you are here to make things happen. So you're going to be fueled by ambition and confidence. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Okay, the star. This is a powerful time for inspired action, channeled through your authentic self. Be open to possibility and stay true to yourself. Have faith and trust in the universe, and you will share in its gifts and blessings. That's just awesome. Okay, Fourth card. Princess of Cups. They're so lovely, look. You've got the Divine Feminine here, and then is that you leading the way, Divine Masculine? You won the race. Slow and steady wins the race. So I feel like maybe you haven't had so much inspired action until now, so you didn't really like burn yourself out, but I feel you're ready. You've taken it nice, slow, steady, steady Eddie. And I feel this fish here suggesting that you've done a U-turn. So now you'll want to go back. Princess of Cups. Going to go back to the Princess of Cups. She's got a good balance here. Dipping the toe in the water. Want to see what the temperature's like. Temperature looks good. She's got a toe in the flow. She's got a toe in the flow. It's about getting your toe in the flow. Okay. Becoming. Card number 34. Yes, you are manifesting your divine purpose. Yet what is happening now is just one of the many inspired brushstrokes on the canvas of your life's work. You are the artist who paints with trust, instinctive and spontaneous, with faith in the process unfolding. You are not the painter using numbered squares, who has a finished vision even before commencing the task, with a map for all steps of the journey. Your lack of plan renders you open and receptive to divine direction. You are capable of being moved by spirit. You are a brave adventurer. So celebrate what you are creating now and realise that it is a step in your major work of divine art, this life of yours, not to be planned, but to be experienced. Stroke after stroke, step after step, you shall witness the picture come into life. It may be not, it may be not, it may not be what you expected, but it will be the most beautiful, extraordinary creation. This oracle brings you comfort that you are blossoming, and each petal unfolding is another step closer to your ultimate divine fulfillment. There is a message here too, that a relationship or project that you are keen to move forward will bloom in its own unique way. Give it breathing room and be willing to let it become what it seeks to be, even without a clear direction or plan. Sometimes even because of that, there is an inner plan that can come to fruition. Perfect. Okay, let's have the poem. Take heed, my friends, for time is ticking fast. Illusion grand in hopes this dream will last. Such memories we keep for days to come, a looking glass that only shows what's done. It would be sad to think there's nothing more, a well-worn path reflecting what's in store. God's gift was not that days would be the same. Each dawn's first light would sing a fresh refrain of light and cloud to bathe the earth's surprise. With change of foot to stop would be unwise. A palette rich awaits the artist's brush, creating life at one with God's soft touch. That was an awesome message. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there with the reading part. If you'd like to stay on and listen to The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, then please feel free to do so. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys later. Okay, so take care. Much love. Bye for now. Right, let's get on with chapter 11 of The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Like I said, I've already read kind of about 10 minutes worth. That was a good reading. And it will explain why we had to wait. There's no accidents, are there? Being thrown off. Yesterday, so it must come in perfectly with today's reading, which I already know it does. Okay, so chapter 11, your most precious commodity. Well-arranged time is the surest mark of a well-arranged mind. Sir Isaac Pitman. You know what's funny about life? Julian asked me. Tell me. By the time most people figure out what they really want and how to go about attaining it, it's usually too late. That saying, if youth only knew, if age only could, is so true. Is that what the stopwatch in Yogi Raman's fable is all about? Yes, the naked 9 foot tall, 900-pound sumo wrestler with the pink wire cable covering his private parts slips on a shiny gold stopwatch that someone has left in the beautiful garden, Julian reminded me. How can I forget? I replied, breaking the grin. By now, I had realised that Yogi Raman's mystical fable was nothing more than a series of memory pegs designed to teach Julian the elements of his ancient philosophy for enlightened living, while at the same time helping him remember it. I shared my discovery with him. Ah, the sixth sense of a litigator. You were quite right. My wife's teacher's methods appeared odd at first, and I struggled to understand the significance of his tale just as you wondered what I was speaking of when I first shared it with you. But I must tell you, John, all 7 elements of the story, from the garden and the naked sumo wrestler to the yellow roses and the path of diamonds, which I am soon getting to, serve as powerful reminders of the wisdom I learned in Savannah. The garden keeps me focused on inspiring thoughts. The lighthouse reminds me that the purpose of life is a life of purpose. The sumo wrestler keeps me centred on continuous self-discovery, while the pink wire cable links me to the wonders of willpower. A day doesn't pass without me thinking about the fable and considering the principles Yogi Raman taught me. And exactly what does the shiny gold stopwatch represent? It is a symbol of our most important commodity, time. What about positive thinking and goal setting and self-mastery? They all mean nothing without time. About 6 months after I made the delightful forest retreat in Savannah, my temporary home, one of the sages came to my hut of roses while I was studying. Her name was Divya. She was a stunning, beautiful woman with jet black hair that fell just below her waist, and in a very gentle and sweet voice, she informed me that she was the youngest of all the sages living in that sacred mountain abode. She also said that she had come to me on the instructions of Yogi Raman, who had told her that I was the best student he had ever had. Maybe it is all the pain you've suffered in your former life that has allowed you to embrace our wisdom with such an open heart, she stated. As the youngest of our community, I have been asked to bring you a gift. It is from all of us, and we offer it as a token of our respect for you, one who has travelled so far to learn our ways. At no point have you judged us or ridiculed our traditions. So though you have now decided to leave us within a few weeks, we consider you one of our own. No outsider has ever received what I am about to give you. What was the gift? I asked impatiently. Divya pulled out an object from her homespun cotton bag and handed it to me. Wrapped in a fragrant cover of some type of paper was something I never thought I'd see there in a million years. It was a miniature hourglass that had been made from blown glass and a small piece of sandalwood. Seeing my expression, Divya quickly told me that each of the sages had received one of these instruments as children. Though we had no possessions and lived pure, simple lives, we respect time and note its passing. These little hourglasses serve as daily reminders of our mortality and importance of living full, productive days while advancing our purposes. These monks up in the highest reaches of the Himalayan mountains kept time. Each and every one of them understood the importance of time. They each had developed what I call a time consciousness. You see, I learned that time slips through our hands like grains of sand, never to return. Those who use time wisely from an early age are rewarded with rich, productive, and satisfying lives. Those who have never been exposed to the principle that time mastery is life mastery will never realise their enormous human potential. Time is a great leveller. Whether we are privileged or disadvantaged, whether we live in Texas or Tokyo, we all have been allotted days with only 24 hours. What separates those who build exceptional lives from the also-rans is the way they use this time. I once heard my father say that it was the busiest people who have time to spare. What do you make of that? I agree. Busy, productive people are highly efficient with their time. They must be in order to survive. Being an excellent time manager doesn't mean that you must become a workaholic. On the contrary, time mastery allows you more time to do the things you love to do, the things that are truly meaningful to you. Time mastery leads to life mastery. Guard time well. Remember, it's a non-renewable resource. Let me give you an example, Julian offered. Let's say it's Monday morning and your schedule is overflowing with appointments, meetings and court appearances. Rather than getting up at your usual 6:30 a.m, gulping down a cup of Java, speeding off to work and then spending a stressful day of catch-up, let's say you took 15 minutes the night before to plan your day. Or to be even more effective, let's say you took 1 hour on your quiet Sunday morning to organise your entire week. In your daily planner, you wrote out when you would meet with your clients, when you would do legal research, and when you would return phone calls. Most importantly, your personal, social, and spiritual development goals for the week also went into your agenda book. This simple act is the secret to a life of balance. By anchoring all the most vital aspects of your life into your daily schedule, you ensure that your week and your life retain a sense of meaning and peace. Surely you're not suggesting that I take a break in the middle of my busy workday to walk in the park or meditate. I sure am. Why are you so rigidly bound to convention? Why do you feel that you have to do things the same way as everyone else? Run your own race. Why not start working an hour earlier so that you will have the luxury of taking a serene mid-morning walk in that beautiful park across from your office? Or why not put in a few extra hours at the beginning of your week so that you can cut out early on Friday and take your kids to the zoo? Or why not start working at home 2 days a week so that you can see more of your family? All I'm saying is plan your week and manage your time creatively. Have the discipline to focus your time around your priorities. The most meaningful things in your life should never be sacrificed to those that are the least meaningful. And remember, failing to plan is planning to fail. By writing down not only your appointments with others, but also those all-important appointments with yourself to read, relax, to write a love letter to your wife, you will be far more productive with your time. Never forget that time spent enriching your non-work hours is never a waste. It makes you tremendously efficient during your working hours. Stop living your life in compartments and understand once and for all that all you do forms one indivisible whole. The way you act at home affects the way you act at work. The way you treat people at the office affects the way you would treat your family and friends. I agree, Julian, but I really don't have the time to take breaks in the middle of my day. As it is, I work most evenings. My schedule is really crushing these days. As I said this, I felt my stomach tingling at the mere thought of the mountain of work I was facing. Being busy is no excuse. The real question is, what are you so busy about? One of the great rules I learned from that wise old sage is that 80% of the results you achieve in your life come from only 20% of the activities that occupy your time. Yogi Raman called it the ancient rule of 20. I'm not sure I follow you. Okay, let's go back to your busy Monday. From morning until night, You might spend your time doing everything from chatting on the phone with clients and drafting legal pleadings to reading your youngest child a bedtime story or playing chess with your wife. Agreed? Agreed. But out of all of the hundreds of activities you give your time to, only 20% of those will yield real lasting results. Only 20% of what you do will have an influence on the quality of your life. These are your high impact activities. For example, 10 years from now, do you really think all the time you spent gossiping at the water cooler or sitting in some smoke filled lunchroom or watching television will count for anything? No, not really. Right, so I'm sure you will also agree that there are a number of activities that will count for everything. You mean like time spent improving my legal knowledge, time spent enriching my relationships with my clients, and time invested in becoming a more efficient lawyer? Yes, and time spent nourishing your relationship with Jenny and the kids, time spent connecting with nature and showing gratitude for all that you are so fortunate to have, time spent renewing your mind, your body, and your spirit. These are just a few of the high impact activities that will allow you to design the life you deserve. Direct all of your time to those activities that count. Enlightened people are priority driven. This is the secret of time mastery. Wow, Yogi Raman taught you all that? I have become a student of life, John. Yogi Raman certainly was a wonderful and inspiring teacher, and I will never forget him for that. But all of the lessons I have learned from my varied experiences have now come together like pieces of a big jigsaw puzzle to show me the way to a better life. Julian added, I hope you will learn from my earlier mistakes. Some people learn from the errors others have made. They are the wise. Others feel that true learning comes only from personal experience. Such people endure needless pain and distress over the course of their lives. I had been to many seminars on time management as a lawyer, yet I had never heard the philosophy of time mastery that Julian was now sharing with me. Time management was not just something to focus on at the office and discard at closing time. It was a holistic system that could make all areas of my life more balanced and fulfilling if I applied it correctly. I learned that by planning my days and taking the time to ensure that I was balanced in the use of my time, I would not only be far more productive, I would be far happier. So life is like a fat strip of bacon? I chimed in. You have to separate the meat from the fat in order to be the master of your life. Very good, you're onto it now. And though my vegetarian side tells me to do otherwise, I love the analogy because it hits the nail right on the head. When you spend your time and precious mental energy focusing on the meat, you have no time to waste on the fat. This is the point at which your life moves from the realm of ordinary into the exquisiteness of the extraordinary. This is when you really start to make things happen, and the doors to the temple of enlightenment suddenly swing open, Julian observed. That brings me to another point. Don't let others steal your time. Be wary of time thieves. These are the people who always call on the telephone just as you have put the kids to sleep and have settled into your favourite chair to read that thrilling novel you have heard so much about. These are the people who have a knack of dropping by your office just as you have found a few minutes in the midst of a hectic day to catch your breath and collect your thoughts. Does this sound familiar? As usual, Julian, you're right on the money. I guess I have always been too polite to ask them to leave or to keep my door shut, I confided. You must be ruthless. I confided. You must be ruthless with your time. Learn to say no. Having the courage to say no to the little things in life will give you the power to say yes to the big things. Shut the door to your office when you need a few hours to work on that big case. Remember what I told you. Don't pick up the phone every time it rings. It is there for your convenience, not the convenience of others. Ironically, people will respect you more when they see that you are a person who values his time. They will realise that your time is precious and they will value it. What about procrastination? All too often I keep putting off the things that I don't like doing and instead find myself sifting through junk mail or flicking through legal magazines. Maybe I'm just killing time. Killing time is an apt metaphor. True, it is human nature to do things that feel good and avoid the things that feel bad. But as I said earlier, the most productive people in this world have cultivated the habit of doing the things that less productive people don't like doing, even though they too might not like doing them. I stopped and thought deeply about the principle I had just heard. Perhaps procrastination was not my problem. Maybe my life had simply become too complex. Julian sensed my concern. Yogi Varman told me that those who are masters of their time live simple lives. A hurried, frenzied pace is not what nature intended. While he firmly believed that lasting happiness could be reached only by those who were effective and set definite aims for themselves, living a rich life with accomplishment and contribution did not have to come through the sacrifice of peace of mind. This is what I found so fascinating about the wisdom I was hearing. It allowed me to be productive and yet fulfill my spiritual longings. I started to open myself even more to Julian. You have always been honest and forthright with me, so I will be the same with you. I don't want to give up my practice and my house and my car to be happier and more satisfied. I like my toys and the material things I have earned. They are my rewards for all the hours I have worked over the years since we first met. But I feel empty. I really do. I told you about my dreams when I was in law school. There is so much more I could do with my life. I'm almost 40 and I have never been to the Grand Canyon or the Eiffel Tower. I've never walked in a desert or canoed across a still lake on a gorgeous summer's day. I have never once taken off my socks and shoes and walked barefoot through a park, listening to the kids laugh and the dogs bark. I can't even remember the last time I took a long, quiet walk by myself after a snowfall, just to hear the sounds and to enjoy the sensations. Then simplify your life, Julian suggested sympathetically. Apply the ancient ritual of simplicity to every aspect of your world. By doing so, you are bound to have more time to savour these glorious wonders. One of the most tragic things that any one of us can do is put off living. Too many people are dreaming of some magical rose garden on the horizon rather than enjoying the one growing in our backyards. What a tragedy. Any suggestions? That I will leave to your own imagination. That, let me just have a drink, guys. We're nearly there. Well, maybe not. We are. Okay. So, any suggestions? That I will leave to your own imagination. I'm still not reading the words, mine. That I will leave to your imagination. I have shared many of the strategies I learned from the sages with you. They will work wonders if you have the courage to apply them. Oh, that reminds me of another thing that I do to make sure my life stays calm and simple. What's that? I love to have a quick nap in the afternoon. I find it keeps me energetic, refreshed and youthful. I guess you could say that I need my beauty sleep, Julian laughed. Beauty has never been one of your strong points. A sense of humour has always been one of yours, and for this, I commend you. Always remember the power of laughter. Like music, it is a wonderful tonic for life's stresses and strains. I think Yogi Raman said it best when he said, laughter opens your heart and soothes your soul. No one should ever take life so seriously that they forget to laugh at themselves. Julian had one final thought to share on the subject of time. Perhaps most importantly, John, Stop acting like you have 500 years to live. When Divya brought that little hourglass to me, she offered some advice that I will never forget. What did she say? She told me that the best time to plant a tree was 40 years ago. The second best time is today. Don't waste even 1 minute of your day. Develop a deathbed mentality. I beg your pardon, I asked, struck by the graphic term Julian had employed. What's a deathbed mentality? It is a new way of looking at your life, a more empowering paradigm, if you will. One that reminds you that today could be your last, so savour it to the fullest. Sounds kind of morbid if you ask me. It makes me think about death. Actually, it's a philosophy about life. When you adopt a deathbed mentality, you live every day as if it was your last. Imagine waking up every day and asking yourself the simple question, what would I do today if it was my last? Then think about how you would treat your family, your colleagues, and even those who you don't know. Think about how productive and excited you would be to live every moment to the maximum. The deathbed question alone has the power to change your life. It will energise your days and bring a rush of zest and spirit to all that you do. You will start focusing on all the meaningful things that you have been putting off and stop squandering time on all those petty things that have dragged you down into the quagmire of crisis and chaos. Julian continued, push yourself to do more, to experience more. Harness your energy to start expanding your dreams. Yes, expand your dreams. Don't accept a life of mediocrity. When you hold so much infinite potential within the fortress of your mind, dare to tap into your greatness. This is your birthright. Powerful stuff. Here's more. There is a simple remedy to break the spell of frustration that plagues so many people. My cup is still empty, I said softly. Act as if failure is impossible, and your success will be assured. Wipe out every thought of not achieving your objectives, whether they are material or spiritual. Be brave and set no limits on the workings of your imagination. Never be a prisoner of your past. Become the architect of your future, and you will never be the same. As the city started to awaken and the morning grew into full bloom, my ageless friend started to show the first signs of weariness after a night spent sharing his knowledge with an eager student. I had been astonished by Julian's stamina, his boundless energy, and his endless enthusiasm. He not only talked his talk, he walked his walk. We are moving to the end of Yogi Raman's magical fable and approaching the time when I must leave you, he said gently. I have much to do and many more people to meet. Are you going to tell your partners that you have returned home? I asked, my curiosity getting the better of me. Probably not, Julian replied. I am so different from the Julian Mantle they knew. I don't think the same thoughts. I don't wear the same clothes. I don't do the same things. I am a fundamentally changed person. They wouldn't recognise me. You really are a new man, I agreed, chuckling inwardly, as I pictured this mystical monk adorned in the traditional robes of Savannah stepping into the striking red Ferrari of his former life. A new being is probably even more accurate. I don't see the distinction, I confessed. There is an ancient saying in India, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. I now understand my role in the universe. I see what I am. I'm no longer in the world. The world is in me. I'm going to have to chew on that one for a while, I said in total honesty, not quite comprehending what Julian was talking about. Sure, I understand, my friend. A time will come when you are clear on what I am saying. If you follow the principles I have revealed to you and apply the techniques I have offered, you will surely advance along the path of enlightenment. You will come to master the art of personal government. You will see your life for what it really is, a small blip on the canvas of eternity, and you will come to see clearly who you are and the ultimate purpose of your life, which is to serve, of course. No matter how big a house you have or how slick a car you drive, the only thing you can take with you at the end of your life is your conscience. Listen to your conscience, let it guide you. It knows what is right. It will tell you that your calling in life is ultimately selfless, is ultimately selfless service to others in some form or another. This is what my personal odyssey has taught me. Now I have so many others to see, serve, and heal. My mission is to spread the ancient wisdom of the sages of Savannah to all those who need to hear it. This is my purpose. The fire of knowledge had kindled Julian's spirit. This was obvious, even to an unenlightened soul such as myself. He was so passionate, so committed, and so fervent about what he was saying that it was reflected even in his physical dimension. His transformation from a frail old litigator to a vital young Adonis was not brought about by a simple change in his diet and a daily dose of some quick fix exercise plan. No, it was far deeper. It was far deeper that Julian had stumbled upon high in those majestic mountains. He had found the secret that people through the ages had been searching for. It was more than the secret of youth, fulfillment, or even happiness. Julian had discovered the secret of the self. Okay, chapter 11, action summary, Julian's wisdom in a nutshell. The symbol is the stopwatch. The virtue, respect your time. The wisdom, time is your most precious commodity and it is non-renewable. Focus on your priorities and maintain balance. Simplify your life. The techniques, the ancient rule of 20, have the courage to say no, and the deathbed mentality. And a quotable quote, time slips through our hands like grains of sand, never to return again. Those who use time wisely from an early age are rewarded with rich, productive, and satisfying lives. I don't know if you can actually see that, but okay, guys. I will catch up with you guys soon. Until then, take care. Much love. Bye for now.